I realized that a lot of women have like this thought that they cannot do everything and there is stuff that could stop them. And then I remember that I went to my father and told him, listen, father, like, you always told us, the four of us, because we are four
girls?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you never even told me you can do it, even so that you are, like, you just told me you can do everything. And he told me what you're talking about. And I'm like, you never, and say, yeah, but why is it any issue? Of course you can do everything. Like, what is like the connection to your gender? And this is truly mindset.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of From a Woman to a Leader. I'm Limor Bergman Gross, your host, and today I'm speaking with Or Harel. Or spent 13 years in the military, and she has done roles that no woman had ever held. And then she walked away at 31 to start over. And since then, she has co-founded 2 startups and built a career in product and research, all from skills she almost didn't realize she had. So if you think about living something you're good at and felt like you'd be starting from nothing, if you wondered whether your experience actually transfers, if you've ever told yourself it's too late to begin new chapter, I think this episode is the one you need to hear. So let's dive right in. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of From a Woman to a Leader. And before we start, I want to thank Google for Startups in Tel Aviv for hosting us here at a beautiful studio. Thank you so much, Google for Startups. And I want to welcome my guest today, Or. Hi, how are you?
Hi, great. A little bit excited, but just because I'm really happy to be here and to take a part in the podcast.
I'm excited as well. Actually, you know, the experience of recording in a studio in front of a guest, not in front of a computer screen, is relatively new to me. So I'm always very excited because it's a different experience.
So I'm happy to do it with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You served in the military.
Yeah.
For many years.
Yeah, 13 years actually.
13?
13.
Wow.
Quite a time. I didn't think so when I was 18.
You didn't anticipate that
at all. I had a dream to study in the U.S. My father is American citizen, and I always dreamed to study in the U.S. Even so, I'm not an American citizen, but it was like my dream to learn and to study in Harvard or Yale or something like that. And I thought that I will in the army like for 2 years and then for 3, and I don't know, in some point I realized that I really love it, what I'm doing also.
So you stick around, and you told me like at the age of 31, you eventually left the military, and you said you started a startup. So can you share a little bit like the thought process and how did you actually decide, okay, it's time to do something else?
Yeah. So actually I will go a little bit even earlier.
Yeah.
When I was about 24 years old, I decided that I will stay in the army for about 8 years. I signed on a contract and including time in the university and everything. And I did it because, first of all, I realized that I really like what I'm doing. And second, that I had a dream to get some specific role. It's a role that a woman didn't serve in before. And it was my dream role. Like, first of all, because what I was supposed to do in the role, and also the title. So to be the first female soldier in this specific role. So I decided, okay, I'm going to this journey. And I couldn't know if I will get this role in about 6 years.
Yeah, it's a big commitment to make at the age of 24.
Yeah, but and also, regardless to your gender, it's I knew that in about 4 or 6 years, I will need to do an interviews and to see if I get this role or not. And I decided that like this is my dream. I believe in myself. My father and mother always told me that like I can do everything that I want to if I will work hard, and no, nothing is going to stop me. And I said, okay, I'm going to sign. I'm going to stay, and I will get it.
First of all, I would say kudos to your parents. Sounds like they are great parents and have the right mindset, and I always try to distill that with my children. But also I try to distill them to own their decisions and even say out loud, just a small story. My daughter dropped from math from 5 points to 4 points. Actually, today she submitted the papers and she can do 5 points, but she decided that she doesn't want to work as hard. And I said, okay, as long as you consciously make that decision, you make a conscious choice of what you're willing to do.
Yeah.
So just kind of, I very much relate to what you said about your parents.
Yeah, actually, I am really lucky. I had amazing parents that I think that only in the last few years, I realized how lucky am I. Like, also from the side of the gender. I never thought that there is something that I cannot do because I'm a woman. I never thought about it. And like, I remember that when I start to volunteer with students and high schools, students and female entrepreneurs, I realized that a lot of women have like this thought that they cannot do everything and there is stuff that could stop them. And then I remember that I went to my father and told him, listen, father, like, you always told us, the four of us, because we are four
girls?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I never even thought about it. You never even told me you can do it, even so that you are, like, you just told me you can do everything. And he told me what you're talking about. And I'm like, you never, and say, yeah, but why is it an issue? Of course you can do everything. Like, what is like the connection to your gender? And this is truly mindset. It truly believes that like there is no connection to our gender. It truly believe in us, in our dream, and to fight for our dream. So yeah, I'm really thankful.
Wow, it's incredible. Your father sounds like an incredible person, and I wish we had more like him, so we wouldn't be talking about female gender like challenges at all.
Yeah, and I just like, when I grow up, I realized how lucky am I. And because I felt so lucky, I felt like it's my mission to help other girls, and when they're in high school, and female, like women, when they're growing up, to get this mindset, even if they didn't receive it at home. And so I really feel that I was so lucky, and I want to share this mindset with the other women.
It's wonderful.
So I feel like I'm going to like to decide.
Yeah, but let's go back. Let's go back. Age 24, you decide to commit 6 years.
I commit and I'm going on. And in some way, I always knew then after this specific role, I'm going to leave the army and start a new way. I told to myself, okay, the 30s is a good time to start over. It will be okay. I still will be young and everything will be okay. And lucky me, not only lucky, I worked really hard for it, but I got the role. I did it. It was amazing. It was like everything that I wish for and over that. It was hard. It was incredibly hard and complicated, but it was amazing. I'm so happy that I fight for this dream. And when I finish it after a little bit more than 3 years, I realized that there is no next position that I'm willing for in the army. And that as I thought so, I did my best for the country.
More than enough, right?
And I feel that also to myself. I fight for my dreams. I did it. It was amazing. And now it's the time for the new chapter. And I went to the university to study. I must say that most of the people around me, because I loved it so much, didn't believe that I will not come back from the
They
university.
thought you'll stay there until
Yeah.
retirement.
Yeah, they really thought that like there was, but you love it. How could it be? Like you are just saying it's because you are a little bit tired. It was really
Yeah.
complicated 3 years. We will see you in about 2 years. And I was like, no, I want like to start a new journey. There is many more things that I'm dreaming about. And actually I start my time in the university and I was not sure what I'm going to do.
What did you study?
Entrepreneurship and business. Like in business marketing.
Mm-hmm.
My major in business was marketing. And I knew that I really interested in innovation. It's also connected to what I did in
In
the
the
army.
military, okay.
Yeah, and also I felt like in my heart that like it's in me, but I actually didn't thought that I'm going to start right over. I thought that okay, I first of all need to realize which role I could do or where I see myself in high tech or not, and what are my new dreams, and I knew that like on one end, everything that I did in the military is not relevant because. Like not direct relevant because I was in the intelligence and it's different. I didn't want to go to cyber company or something like that. So I knew, but on the same time, I told to myself, okay, but I manage a lot of people. I run huge project. I plan projects. I research. I write papers. Like I believe that there is stuff to do with all of these tools that I got during the years, and I just need to realize where in the real life, I like to call
real life.
you can use all these tools, and I can find as well all the stuff that I love. Like, and pretty fast, I realized that what I love the most is to research and to dive into a new subject and to analyze it and to find solution and opportunities and the way to face into a problem.
Yeah.
And then I think I was really lucky because on my second week in the university, I met Oded, my co-founder, for the second time.
Yeah.
And we become really fast and really good friends. And few months later, we realized that, wow, maybe we could also not be good friends and work well together on a study project, but we can actually work together. And then the COVID starts. And what was nice with the COVID in Reichman University was the fact that they start to do a lot of hackathons because we couldn't arrive to the university and they want to still give us some value because
you're at
you are
home.
paying a lot of the studies, and they felt like they need to give us different kind of value during our studies. And we decided, okay, we will go together to some hackathons, impact hackathons. They start to do a lot of impact hackathons also to help the society around us. And we will see how it's for us to work together. And actually, we did 2 hackathons. We enjoy it. We realized we really work good together, really, really. And then I was able to, like, during the summer, go back to the army and stuff like that. But we knew that someday we will start a startup together. And fast forward few months later, we start our second year. 2.5 weeks to our second year, Dad called me and tell me, listen, Yoni, our co-founder in our first startup, our third co-founder, and myself, we think to start a startup, a sleep tech startup, and we thought maybe you want to be our third co-founder. What do you think about it? And they share with me the idea of the product, and I told, okay, it sounds interesting. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do like next. Like I actually thought that during this year I would figure it out. What is my next dream? But it sounds like a great opportunity. I think we could be an amazing team. Let's do a meeting, the three of us, discuss it, and start to try. Maybe after 1 month, we will realize it's not going to work. Maybe after 3 months, we would realize it's not going to work. But if it was success for 3 months, I believe that we can run until the exit and success together. And we just start. And 4.5 years later, we sold this startup.
Sold the company.
So it was a pretty good decision. But like the base was that I felt like it's an opportunity to a new journey, to find something that I could both impact on people's life in a good way and also do something new. And yeah, so
You know what I'm mainly getting here is the people connection. Like you connected with two people and there was an opportunity to build something with them, but obviously, you're related to it. Okay, it's helping, it's meaningful, but kind of a sense from you that not every day you meet people that you actually want to build a company with.
Yeah, and actually what you are saying, it reminds me something that Oded told me during this conversation. And he told me, listen, of course you need to feel related to the idea of this startup, but actually I'm not looking for a co-founder only for this startup. I believe that we could run together for years. Maybe we will success with this startup, maybe with the next one, but I believe that we are going to build together a lot of things, and this is the kind of the partnership I'm looking for. And I actually felt this way, that of course we need to get to know each other more,
Yeah.
but that it could be this kind of connection, and we could for years to build more and more companies together. And for now, it looks that it was a really good decision.
How long do you work together?
Now it's already almost 5.5, 6 years.
Wonderful. And I have a question, when you started the first company, I mean, you were basically in the military and then studying. How did you figure out what role you're going to play? Like, it started as a trio, if I understand correctly, right? Oded, Yoni, and yourself. How do you figure out, okay, what am I actually going to do out of this?
So, Yoni is the tech guy. So it was really easy to understand. He will build
he's the
tech.
tech. Yeah.
And actually, when I start with them, they already like decided they are going to start, and Oded was the CEO, and also they had before other ventures that Oded was the CEO when
so it
Yoni
was
was the CTO. So this was the role. So it's helped me, and also I actually think that Oded is really, really good CEO. It's really fit him to this kind of role.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, one of the things that I realized during my study in the university, because actually it was what I went to the university, to study, but more than to study the academic part. I went to the university to understand which role is going to fit me the best. And because I think because I have the background of the army and I knew what I'm good in and what I love and what is my passion, it was easy to me really fast to understand where all of my knowledge and experience could be a great fit. And so pretty fast, I found myself realizing that like marketing and product, this is my position, because I think that what I know how to do best is to understand people, like the way that individual and also a society is thinking, and the way that they are taking their the way they are thinking, the way what they want, what they don't want, like to actually analyze and realize the society, the community, and their motivations. So
you know how to assess what they need, what they want, and figure out what products you need to build.
Yeah, and I think that part of it is also to know that they know the best. I don't know it for them. I know how to ask the question that help me to understand what they might don't know about themselves. But actually, all the answer is in or not in with the consumer, with the customer.
Yeah.
So I think with this perspective, I felt that like I highly connected to the product to actually understand the problem and the needs of people and the way to solve it and create something new that will make their life better.
And this, you got those insights from the university, or also because from the military, I assume that you didn't do marketing. I
No, I
assume.
didn't do marketing, but I was a researcher. So as a researcher, as an analyst, you're doing different kind of research and you learn more and more about the way to look on data, the way to analyze signals, data point, different kind of data points, and to understand the full picture. So I think that part of it is from there, but of course it's really, really different than the way that you are looking on it in marketing and product. But I think that like the love for the research, it starts there. And then because of that, really fast, I ran into it in the university and look for opportunities to research and to learn more.
And we said we're going to talk a little bit about women that are, considering leaving the military career, right? And doing something else.
Yeah.
What would you, what would you advise? Because it seems like I hear several things. I hear like you need to really figure out how to translate the skills and passions from the military world to the outside world, which are similar, but also different.
Yeah. I think that this is like actually the key point, to be able to take an objective look on yourself, not too optimistic, but not like to criticize yourself, and to own what you did and to realize what are the skills that you got during these years, what are the tools that you have. You manage maybe a lot of people, you research, you did different kind of stuff, and to start the process of translation. And on one end, to realize that, the life are really, really, really different outside of the military. But on the same time, if you are going to the base, you can find a lot of connection and a lot of skills that you could take from your army time to the real life.
So for our military friends, can you give some examples of skills, without going into anything confidential, but of skills some woman would gain in the military and maybe will not make the connection of how it's useful in the outside world?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is planning. Because it's really depend what is your role in the military, but in a lot of different kind of roles in the military, you need to plan projects to realize the process, how to build the right process to get your own goal. And I think that a lot of time people in about the ages of their 20s don't have this kind of experience. And during the army, you had this kind of experience in managing project, in planning a roadmap, and realize how process is working, manage the process, KPI. So they name it differently, but you have a lot of KPIs in the army, different kind of project. And if I'm going to more like a position like mine, like in the intelligence, so research is, I think it's one of the most useful skills ever, because in the way I'm looking at it, and because of that I have here like a question mark, the art of asking questions is one of the most important thing in life. And
absolutely,
no one is teaching us it in high school.
Also not in university.
Yeah, but in a lot of places in the army, they teach you how to ask the questions, how to define a question, which define, and the fact that there is a different kind of question, and how do you define a question, and then how you build the process to answer this question. And I think this is a skill that could help in
Many ways.
any kind of role, and also like in the day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And we are not thinking about it like automatically. It's like we feel like, okay, we did an intelligence. You don't do an intelligence in the real life.
Yeah.
So what is going to do? But if you're going like to the base, I learned how to define question and how to build the process to answer those questions. This is really powerful skill, what I could do with it.
Yeah, you can do it at multiple things. You took it to the product side. Someone could take it to more technical if they are interested in like solving technical problems, into engineering.
Yeah.
You could take it into project management, program management, or any other processes. I mean,
yeah, that's why I said
many directions.
It's also like useful in my day-to-day life, in the way that I'm planning like my personal year. I have like also goals and process and questions that I ask myself, and I find it really useful.
That's wonderful. What do you think are the key barriers or like things that hold women back from making a change? Because it sounds not, especially for you, like you've been there for, I mean, it's very meaningful, those years, right? From the time you're 18, you're just a child, moving into adulthood, like spending so many years in the military, it's very difficult to make this transition.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are afraid because it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Every change, is a difficult. And also, if I now will change my career and will stop being an entrepreneur and will decide that I want to work in a corporate, it's a huge change.
Yeah.
But it's not the unknown, because I saw corporate, it's the same ecosystem. But when you're in the army, you were an high school student, and then your first and only job was in the army. And I think that a lot of people feel, and I think that women feel this thing more than men, that like, what is waiting for me outside? I already find my place here.
Yeah.
I afraid from what I don't know is going to be. And I think this is one of the things that stop people, this on one end. And second, I think that a lot of women actually live in the army during the like 25 or going to 30 because they want to start a family, and they feel it will be a little bit difficult with the army, or from different kind of reasons.
Different reasons, yeah.
But the problem is, it's not that they are afraid to leave the army, it's they are not understand that they could use
the skills
and the time from the army to start not from the ground zero, to start from an higher level. And this is where I think is the bigger problem, that they have so much experience, they have skills, they have tools, and they feel like, okay, I'm no one now. I actually thought about it. My thought to what I told to myself when I decided that I thought, okay, I live my career. I'm okay if I will start from zero. It's okay. It was something that I felt like I need to tell to myself to be able to go out. On the same time, I thought to myself, it couldn't be that I cannot use all those stuff that I learned, so I'm going to figure it out. But I actually felt like I'm going to start from zero. And I think this is something that's really difficult for...
Yeah, it's difficult because after you already establish yourself in the military and you build a career, it's like, I don't want to start from scratch. I mean, I want to advance. So what... Do you have any insights, any tip for women? What can help them actually realize that they're not starting from scratch?
So I think that to find a circle of support, like for example, I'm volunteering in an organization that called As You Are.
As You Are.
As You Are. It's an amazing NGO. That this is like goal and mission to help women that left the army after 4 or 5 or 15 or 20 years of service to start the new journey, to realize they are not on ground zero, to realize how to use their skill, to find the new dream and vision. And I believe this is one example. It's an amazing example, and every woman that is left the army, I encourage her to read about this organization. But I believe there is many different kind of organization, or even not organization, like her friend. I believe that she have maybe not her own friend, because most of the people are not staying for 10 or 15 or 20 years in the army, but friends from the army that left a year before her, or going to leave the army a few months after her, and to talk with them and together to build this circle of trust and thinking together.
Wonderful. Definitely. I will put the name of the organization. I really want to thank you so much. It's been really a pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you. I enjoy a lot.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope it was valuable for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcasting platform and share it with any woman who needs to hear it. And I'll see you next week. Bye.